Hey, how do you like this? I'm Dan Israel, and you're watching Tomwashere.
Hi everyone, Tom was here, back at it yet again. A new year, a new weight loss journey. Look, these videos don't do very well as far as popularity on the channel, but for those of you that sit here and watch me try and fail, well, as I have been for the past few years, basically, you don't see my failure, you just see the videos disappear. It's like, I'll see you in the next one, and then there is no next one. This one last year, I was feeling pretty good about it. I was, on pretty much a roll. It was road to 40, my 40th birthday. What I hadn't factored in was that my 40th birthday, the week of my 40th birthday, was the busiest week I may have had in the history of busy weeks in my entire life. I was in that week, I was in Buffalo, New York. I was in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. I was in Atlantic City, and I was in Detroit, Michigan, all in the same week. Needless to say, when you're in that many places in 1 week, living in hotels, living in places that aren't your own, it's very difficult to eat healthy in those situations. Plus, I'm one of those people that when there's like a new place, when you're in a new environment, you look for food that you can't normally get in your hometown, which generally leads to bad food choices and things like that. Not an excuse, but just the reasoning. And when that week happened, and knowing that entire month of August, I think the half or more than half of those weekends, I was not at my home. Maybe even 3/4 something. I have to go back and think about that. But in doing so, you develop bad habits. You eat poorly, and the result is that I gained a bunch of weight, and then I had no real motivation to lose it off. And then, of course, the holidays came around. You eat badly. These things happen. So, that is the reasoning, at least, why this last weight loss journey failed. There's also the general laziness, and just being unmotivated, which is not great. I work from home. I went over this on previous ones. I have a whole playlist dedicated to this, so you can see the want to attempt to lose weight, and then just the disappearance of that, and then on to hey, it's a new year, time to start losing weight again. But this time, things are going a little bit different. This time, I decided to get a little bit more serious about this approach. So I actually went to, my wife has a doctor that she saw, and she ended up getting put on, she was going to actually consider the lap band surgery, which, I'll be honest, foolish me, and this is probably my main problem. I never thought I was actually in a position where I would be eligible for the lap band surgery. Turns out I would have been, but I know a lot of people that have been successful on that and done very well. My concern about that is it's very restrictive of the things you can eat and the things you can't eat. I thought that hurdle would be too much to bear. So then there's a secondary option, which is the injectables option that has been picking up steam all over, not just the internet, but everywhere. This second option of doing an injectable is seemingly everywhere. You don't know if celebrities are on it and people that are losing weight that have long since not been able to lose weight. But yeah, so I met with my wife's doctor and ended up doing that, and had to go through the process of doing that, which is a process all in and of itself. Gastroenterologist, maybe, is that what it is? And then you meet with a nutritionist who puts you, basically says the things that, you tell him your diet, and he just shakes his head disappointingly about the things that you eat, because he's a nutritionist. Obviously, eating more vegetables, of which I currently eat none, eating more fruits, of which I currently eat none, drinking less pop, of which I drink way too much than I should, less red meat, less sugars, all the good things that I like and regularly put in my body, less of all those things. But the idea is to stay motivated. So meeting with them puts us on a game plan and motivation to attempt to lose weight. But with a little added injection comes in. And they decided to put me on Zepbound. I am on Zepbound, 2.5 milligrams, 0.5 milliliter. I don't know any of what this means, but the idea is that this is an injectable pen that you have to inject into your stomach or into your thigh, I think, once a week. And the idea is it's supposed to reduce, you're supposed to feel full, want to eat less, which is key for me because I don't feel ever, and I've probably mentioned this in several videos, that I gorge myself, but I eat more often than I should, and I eat more regularly. I'll eat like a big meal and then I'll like snack right after. It's not something that's, great for weight loss. So, in doing this sort of thing, Zepbound, I think, is the weight loss version of Ozempic, I believe. Ozempic, I think, is for diabetic, and Zepbound is this version that's been FDA approved for weight loss. I believe that's correct. Somebody can let me know in the comments below if that's not correct. But getting this was a little bit of a hassle because when we first sent it to our local pharmacy, they basically said they didn't have it, and they weren't sure when they were getting it in. Well, when you're on a prior authorization, which takes in itself a couple weeks, and knowing you have a limited amount of time to get on this and get, a steady, regular thing, that, that posed a challenge. So a little bit of time went by, ended up having to maybe switch pharmacies, but then the original pharmacy had it a little bit, basically just a bit of a mess. But do have it now, got it today. Have not taken injectable yet. I am going to do that with you all. So I'm going to do my first injection here of the Zepbound, and we're going to see how it goes. Now, I kind of always thought, I always looked at weight loss kind of like a tightrope. One gust from the gods, one, fail swoop, and you fall right off it. And this feels like a little bit more. Like it's almost like you're still tightrope walking, but you're doing that with a net, and you have the ability to get on again. Even maybe a little bit of help. Maybe the wire's significantly, a larger version of that wire, so you can actually, tread more lightly. But it is a case-by-case basis. That's the hope, is that this will assist with, cutting the cravings and losing weight. But, it's by person. Sometimes there are side effects. I know there are side effects with this one as there are side effects with any medication. The hope being is that I can withstand the side effects, if any, and get to a point where I've significantly lost weight. Now, the goal here this time versus previous years, because I have this chemically injected help here, is lofty. I don't know the timetable for this, but the idea is 100 pounds. I don't exactly know where I'm going to weigh in currently with this, but, we're going to see how that goes. But yeah, then we're going to do a little, hit 'em scale. We are going to inject this bad boy. I think it takes a little while to build up in your system, if I remember correctly. Most of what I'm spouting off on this medications, I assume, is based on what my wife's medication is with Wegovy, and I assume it's very similar, but I honestly don't know. It's injected the same. Beyond that, we'll see how it goes. So yeah, I'm feeling confident about this. I'm hopefully confident about this. As confident as I can be about this. Obviously, I've seen people have incredible results. My wife has lost a significant amount of weight on the Wegovy, so I know it's something that if you go down this road, has the potential to work. And the idea is, I'm not just gonna. The hope being, I'm not just going to rely on this pen to do all the work. I am also going to, try to make better choices, try to get active more. It was just the Pro Football Hall of Fame, that video's out, you can see that. And at the end of the video, I end up throwing the ball around with my son, and then we had another father and son, and my son threw me a couple passes, and I had to run it was a 60-yard field, and I had to run almost the full distance of it. And yeah, I'm tremendously out of shape. That's the most active I've been in years. And I felt every bit of it. It took me like 2 days to recover from that. That's not great for someone 40 years old. I should be more active. I should be able to get out there. But I have a job in which I sit down at home all the time. I don't even get up to even have to go to work. I just walk downstairs. My commute is 10 steps. You know what I mean? It's not great. So it's definitely something where I know I have to get more active. So I think with having this and having, if it works the way it should and having the weight come off, that will hopefully get me in a position where I can be able to do that more often. And I know I can do that even, while it's working and even at the current weight I'm at, which I'm going to do. Just a matter of, sticking to it, adhering to it. Trifold of getting active, making better choices and eating healthier, and Zepbound helped me finally achieve this goal that I've been working off and on since the week before the pandemic started, to try to actually lose weight, and have been significantly better, and then gained it all back and then some, and then lost it again and then gained it all back. Hopefully stop this little yo-yo thing that I'm keeping doing and actually stick with it and get past my best that happened in 2020 when I was down like 35, 40 pounds, and get to beyond that, to get to 100 pounds lost. Is that something I can do? We're going to find out. And it starts with a single step. So, I want to warn you that this action you're about to see underneath. I just want to warn those viewers watching at home, I'm going to take this shirt off to inject myself. You're going to see all of this. And so, viewer discretion is advised. You've been warned. I don't want to hear the comments after the fact. You've been warned. It's going to happen. So let's go get into it. You were warned. You were warned. Oh, look at this. Now, the one thing I will say is that for all the weight loss journeys that I've done, I never did this. I never did this action because I think there's a slight embarrassment to it of having realized I've let myself go this bad. It's not great. I mean, but I also see myself this up, and for some reason when I look in a mirror straight on, this up looks like it's not as bad as it is, but it is. It's really bad. So we are going to actually try this the first time. They have instructions, clear instructions, and if you hear nursery rhymes in the other room, that's my daughter watching her programs. They have instructions to see what, here's the areas in which you are, supposed to inject it. I think I'm going to do the stomach, and then the rest of it I have to figure out on myself here. So pull off the gray cap, which I think is this, perhaps. Make sure pen is locked. I've never done one of these before, so bear with me on this. Make sure pen is locked. It is, I think. That would be a lock here on the lock. Okay. All right, pull off the gray cap. Pull the gray base cap straight off and throw it away. Okay, all right. Do not put the cap back on. Do not touch the needle. Place clear base on skin, then unlock. Okay, which I'm assuming like we're gonna go right here, maybe? Like right here? Is this rough area? Right here, maybe? Okay, and then where's the unlock? Okay, we're unlock. Okay. Place the clear base flat against your skin at the injection site. Press and hold up to 10 seconds. Okay. Here goes nothing. All right, ready? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Actually, I was slightly concerned even when I was younger, I had a thing against needles, like an anti-thing against needles. And, you know, as I've gone on, I've gotten to situations where I had to have a bunch of needles in my face and head and all types of different places. So that helped to, you know, that helped to take care of my fear of needles very quickly. But, you know, that's it. You hold it. So the first click and the second click, I swear, it said the first click is the injection started, the second click is the injection's completed. I swear those clicks went like a second apart. But it says press and hold up to 10 seconds, which is what I did. But, okay, we're done here. Injection is complete. When you see the gray plunger, which I believe I did, which I think that's it right there, the gray plunger in there, which means it's complete. Okay, all done. All right. So these are weekly injections. So the next injection I have to do is this is Wednesday currently. I have to do the next one next Wednesday. I don't know if you have to do it at the same exact time, which the reference is 8 o'clock at night. So we'll do it 8 o'clock at night, or maybe sometime during that day, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so injection in, and now we're going to do our starting weight for this particular goal. The 2024 edition of the weight loss journey, and see what the starting weight is. I'm guessing it will be bad. I'm guessing it will be worse than any other one I started previously. So step on the scale. All right. Okay. 314.8. Okay, so what you saw, you know, and thankfully I did put my shirt on. Thank you for everybody, you know, for not just myself, but save you all. What you saw is kind of what I see. I live this here and up world. All of our mirrors seemingly in the house are this way. All of our, you know, when I'm doing YouTube, it's basically this way. You don't see this action for the most part down here. And even when you do see it, it doesn't look, at least to me, and you're going to see it and you're going, what the hell? But to me, it doesn't look as bad as, you know, I've seen other people that weigh around, you know, what I weigh, and they look significantly bigger than what I feel I do. But I know that's my mind messing with me, because when I look at myself, like, for example, did that video at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I just propped this little tripod, the same tripod I'm speaking to you on, onto a like picnic table, and you see myself from behind and the side and the full body, and no, not great. Anytime I see a picture of me from the side when someone's taking it to like an event or something, like, oh, no, bad. It's not great. So it almost like, for some reason, like this front, or even when I like look down like this, I'm like, yeah, it's bigger, but it's not like, in my mind, like, and I always base it on people like that are on like The Biggest Loser. Like, you watch The Biggest Loser, and you're like, they're weighing in around like what I'm weighing in, and I'm like, but they look so much bigger. They look so much bigger than what I do. And you know, and I know that's a mindset that I have to fix myself. But I just know, seeing myself in those images where you kind of step back from it, you're like, oh, yeah, something needs to be done about that. So that is what we're doing with Zepbound. And, you know, I don't know how many videos, you know, I assume there's people out there that are doing the same thing. But I wanted to kind of take you on this Zepbound journey with me, because I know people have a lot of questions about these medications, these Wegovy's, these Zepbounds, the Ozempic, things like that. And I want to kind of show you, you know, the process of what this is, how it goes, the trials and tribulations, let's say. I'm concerned about potential side effects and concerned about, you know, things that could potentially come from this. And the hope being is that I don't get any of those and just get the benefits, but that may be too much wishful thinking. So I don't have a set pattern of how often I'm going to show these videos. I know this process usually takes about like a month or so. To kind of build up in your system to the point where it starts working. If I remember correctly, I'm also thinking that's potentially my wife's medication, Wegovy, and not this one. So this one could act completely different. But the idea is, this is so new and just approved for weight loss that I want to be kind of the crash test dummy in this regard. I want to show people, like, okay, hey, I had a day where and I might just pop on for like little videos that eventually will form a longer video where I'm like, hey, I had this day where I was miserable, my stomach hurt the whole day, I was nauseous, all types of different weird stuff that could potentially come out of this. Or, just weighing in and saying, wow, this is actually working, not getting these side effects that seem other people were getting. So it's going to be an interesting thing moving forward to see my process with Zepbound. And I'm just one person. Your results may be completely different. You may not, lose as fast on it. You may have struggles with it, whereas I, might be fine. Or maybe it's the reverse for me, where you're losing great and I'm the one struggling. Who knows? But we're going to get into this whole Zepbound world and hopefully get to the goals we need to get to. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know how, how many regularly I'm going to be posting videos, but just know that I'm on this journey and I will be posting updates to show you my experience with Zepbound. There will be updates coming, so be on the lookout for that. But let me know your thoughts on Zepbound, Wegovy, Ozempic, or which of these medications. Have you ever tried one of these things? Have you had good success with it? Had you have a lot of side effects and problems with it? I'd like to know all. Let me know in the comments down below. I assume with Zepbound, it's so new that people that are on it have just started on it very recently or within the past few months. But even so, if you're on that, let me know your thoughts if you're more down the road than I am, having just started out. But that'll wrap it up. The Weight Loss Journey 2024. The journey with Zepbound. Guys, thanks so much for watching. If you are new here, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Like, support me on Patreon like John Bailey did. You can do so. Link is in the description below. If you'd like to buy a t-shirt, a Tomwashere t-shirt, you can do so. A Spreadshirt, as well as links to my eBay store, Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok, and the Pennsylvania Autograph Collectors Association. Links are in the description below. When it comes to this weight loss journey, of which I'm officially Zepbounded, I guess you could say. It's coursing through, I don't know, whatever area. I don't know, have any idea how this works. So I have to research this a bit. Guys, thanks so much for watching. And until the next weight loss journey video, or the next video in general, I will see you soon. But until then, bye everyone.